First time you carried away.
Somewhere.
Hard to breathe.
But I made it home.
So you know they can do for it, is it?
So these are all the officers.
Yeah, he was present.
What do you make up on yourself for? Nobody like you or what?
You know that, right?
Is that all?
Oh,
I take up too much.
It's on the agenda.
Don't trip it.
Close enough, Barry.
That's what he looks like.
So we're an MRO, which is a motorcycle rights organization.
If you're feeling sick or something, you give me a call. I'll take you down and grab you off.
I don't think that's a good answer.
Okay.
and
What do you do? Oh, now it just comes out.
I take
Eat all that junk food, eh?
take my brother to my first
along with everything else. We can look after you, he's gonna look after you.
I did to the dog the other day.
Morning safety meetings.
Here's the one to pay attention.
Okay, if I can get everybody's attention, we'll call the meeting to order.
Just kidding, it's okay.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to recognize some visitors tonight. We have a group from Abate. Shelley Smith, Dave Thompson, and if I miss your names, it's just me. Chuck Smith, Mike
Holly.
Holly. I can't read my own writing. Katie Hill,
Christy,
Christy Hill,
Kevin.
and Devon.
Kevin.
Devin. See, I told you, I warned you ahead of time that I might do that. These guys are from Abate. They're down a little farther on the agenda, and at that point in time, they're gonna give us a little presentation. They had a request for us, so we'll go from there. So roll call for, council member attendance. Terry.
Yes. I'm here.
Cindy. Anthony. Robert Penzone. Here. Eddie. Here. Mayor Chris is here. Here. And I'm here. Michelle Portright is absent. And we'll get to that. Okay. So, we got two sets of meeting minutes here we need to approve. They should be in your packets, right? So we've got, March 4th, 2024, and the special meeting, March 19th, 2024. If you guys wanna look through those. Yeah. She sent them to you yesterday. First, right. Everybody had a chance to look them over? start with March 4th first. I entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the March 4th, 2024 minutes.
Okay, Anthony Urbano made a motion to approve the March 4th, 2024 minutes. Do I have a second? Seconded by Eddie Wessel. Roll call vote, I'll go right around the table. Eddie,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Bob.
No.
Okay. And I'll vote yes. Motion carried 5-1. Michelle Courtwright's absent. Okay. Then we'll move on, when you're ready, to March 19th. And I'll entertain the motion for that when you're ready.
Very good notes.
I thought so. Anybody wanna make a motion? And trust me, I'm not trying to hurry.
Alright, I'll make a motion to accept the March 19th, 2024 minutes, special meeting.
Okay, Anthony made a motion to accept the minutes from the March 19th, 2024 special meeting. Do I have a second? To move this along, I will second that. So let's do the roll call. Eddie,
Yes.
Terry. Oh, sorry.
Come back to me again.
Alright, Anthony,
Yes.
Cindy,
No.
Bob.
No.
So we're waiting, Michelle's absent, so we're waiting on you, Terry.
Yes.
So the motion carries. I'll vote yes too. 4-2 with Michelle absent. Okay. Public comments on agenda items only. Again, public comments on agenda items only. agenda items.
We'll wait till after.
One last call for comments on agenda items only. If there's no comments, we'll move on. And I'll take that as a no. Okay, the treasurer's report and the bills. We have the bills as the checks are written out. Let me explain what's kind of transpired here over the past week. Because Penn York has resigned and Cheryl's now the treasurer, we're in the process of migrating accounts like Diversified and QuickBooks to this office. I mean, our reports are what they are, that's all we can give you at this point in time. We're working diligently to get things up and running so we can do better with that next month. Anybody have any comments on that?
Do we have a balance sheet, tell us how much money you have?
Let me see what happened.
Thanks.
I think the bank service are pretty much up to date,
So this is just the list of the checks.
but it's no balance sheet for
But these checks haven't been put through yet this month, I'm looking,
That's, I believe that's what that is.
okay.
Okay,
And what end of the system, we have to run the report first.
yeah, okay.
So we need to read it.
let's go through it here.
Okay, you know, with that being said, you know, with the migration and whatnot, we just have to ask people to bear with us. And, we're working diligently to get that migration done and we'll move forward from there. Hopefully better reports next month, we'll go from there. So that gets us to department reports. Mayor?
Yeah, did everybody take a look at the email with the Fish and Game? The sign from EPA and Fish and Game. You guys are all okay? One guy sign up for it.
Thank you, sir.
You guys wanna vote on that, or you want me to just?
Well,
sign
it's
it?
on the agenda down there.
Okay, that's the big thing. And then the park, anybody updates on the park? I mean, I talked to the cops, where did you get, Brad? Any updates on the park, Brad?
So-
Any issues?
Yeah, the issue is
How that got started?
the kids stole our SD card out of our camera. When the camera was there of ours, there was no issues. So we just had our township meeting. I got approved for us to get another SD card. Also, I am gonna get like the cable from the dog, like a dog runner. We're gonna get that kind of cable. I'm gonna put it in the slots in the back.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna end up doing is when we re-put that camera out there, it's gonna be up higher and it's gonna be locked with that cable with a lock. And also the SD card, that box is gonna be locked. So now the kids are gonna have to get either a torch or they're gonna have to get some bolt cutters to cut that thing.
That's crazy.
But,
You have no ideas.
the only thing is, like I said, the PD was out of the SD card, but we're getting all that taken care of and it'll be back up and running here in a little bit.
Copy that.
Thank you.
So, yep.
It just so happens we're to the police report.
Police report. for the borough, as a whole, we've been busy this here month. I don't know if it was the weather or what. Let's see. We had 9 calls. We had 1 welfare check here in the borough. We had a meeting. We assisted another agency. We had traffic stop, traffic citation. We had a theft, domestic. We had a warrant arrest here in the borough, and then we had 2 simple assaults, which ended up with 2 misdemeanor arrests here in the borough.
Not all you did this month?
Here in the borough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, was there any paperwork from, DEC?
Yeah, I sent it all to you guys in the email, you mean for the fishing game one?
Yeah, but I mean, where they, like, put the date, time, place.
Oh yeah, it's all in that document, once you print that document,
Thank you.
Yeah, I sent that, a couple weeks ago, but, you know, it looks like it's on the schedule, so we'll talk about it, you guys vote, you guys like it, I'll sign it.
Fire department, is there anybody here from the fire department?
I don't see anybody.
We
Okay,
still got a
how about-
junkyard across the road.
How about the library? I didn't expect them to be here, but.
Yeah, that's just a
safety issue.
Yeah, what's going on with these things?
They're having a.
Test the
That's why I'm standing start with.
Ambulance, anybody from the ambulance?
Yeah, I rode in it.
Oh. Water and sewer, we've got in the bills to get started with these, confined space entry projects that Sheasley's was gonna do. We've ordered a pump for State Street lift station. And that's about it for now. Okay, so let's move on to new business. With that being said, Shelley, do you wanna, this is Shelley Smith from Abate. I don't know if you're gonna be the one that talks or who's
I
gonna.
will introduce our chapter coordinators,
Okay,
okay? This is Dave Thompson, he is our chapter president, and this is Charles Smith, he is our vice president.
Okay.
I do mostly the pictures and the emailing, they can tell you more about us.
Alright,
so,
so, well, first of all, I wanna thank each and every one of you for having us. ABATE stands for Alliance of Bikers Ames Towards Education. We've been an organization that's been in the works since 1983. It started out fighting for motorcyclist rights. Your rights, not including to wear a helmet if you so choose. Your rights to not be profiled because you choose to ride a motorcycle. We also do a lot of public works, charitable donations. We're a 501c3 through the state. And we also advocate motorcycle safety programs. Motorcycle safety programs include Operation Save a Life. Operation Save a Life is paid through some of our donations and other charitable donations, and that targets schools and individuals, civic groups, to not so much teach them how to ride motorcycles, but teach them how we ride motorcycles. Why we do certain things we do. Teen drivers, it focuses on them so they know, you know, they'll see us staggered in the road, they'll see us stopping in certain places, reacting to certain situations at intersections. It'll teach them why. It'll teach them to watch out for us, you know, because we're watching out for them. That's one of the hardest things about riding a motorcycle is you have to watch out for people that aren't watching out for you. You know, you may be in a Cadillac, I may be on a 7-foot, 2-foot wide bike with a little bit of lights. We represent 8,000 plus licensed motorcyclists in the state of Pennsylvania. We hold benefits and fundraisers to help our communities. We've ridden in the fire, with the fire department, we rode in that. We ride in, you'll see plenty of us come through, most of the rides, stuff like that. We promote motorcycle safety classes, and that's a lot. We're here asking for Talca County, well, nationwide, May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. So we're asking for you to proclaim in the borough that May is Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, just like the county does, just like we're asking other municipalities to. We brought along, I don't know if you guys have probably seen these stickers, you've seen the signs.
Yep.
This is all funded through us, we promote that stuff, you know what I mean? It's getting people to watch out for us. It's getting people to watch out, not just for us, but for their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, their loved ones that ride motorcycles as well. And, you know, we do a lot of charity work, so I'm not gonna get into all that, but I thank you for taking your time to let us speak.
So basically what you're asking is you would like a declaration from the borough
Yes.
that May is,
Motorcycle
Motorcycle
safety
Safety
and
Awareness
awareness.
Month.
and what would our responsibilities?
You would have no responsibilities. We will bring down signs. We'll make signs available here for anybody in the borough that would like them, to put out in the yards, to watch for motorcycle signs. We'll have, these stuff available tonight, you know what I mean? We can put some signs in your front yard. You bear no responsibility. You're just acknowledging that, hey, we're out there, and we're asking our residents to watch out for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you, sir.
With that being said,
I think that's a good
is
one.
this something we want to entertain?
Thank you.
No, not at all.
Somebody needs to make a motion to declare.
Motorcycle Safety Month.
Okay, Cindy Burrows made a motion to declare the month of May for these guys' request as Motorcycle Safety Month. Does that sound right?
Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month, yep.
Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Terry Gleason. Eddie.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michelle's absent, and I'll vote yes as well, so motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Okay, so let's move on to the next thing in our new business. Cheryl received an email from Michelle Courtright that she wishes to resign effective yesterday, correct? So we need to discuss that a little bit and probably make a motion to accept her resignation or not accept. Personal reasons.
Leave you to be. Thank you so
All
much.
right, thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna leave this stuff out here for anybody that's interested.
Yeah, there's a table out there you can leave.
And we'll bring down signs for you too as well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, she didn't really give me a whole lot of information. She sent me a text message first, and I told her that she'd need to, do it formally, and then she sent an email when they found out since that that's not quite complete. But we'll get it printed out. Penny Whipple said but with that, we can't hold somebody hostage if they don't wanna be here. So.
I make a motion to accept Michelle's resignation.
Terry Gleason made a motion to accept Michelle Courtright's resignation. Do I have a second? Who wants to do it?
First.
Alright, I think Eddie was before you. We'll let Eddie second that. Motion was made by Terry to accept Michelle's resignation. Seconded by Eddie Wetzel. Eddie, roll call vote, yes.
I'm not used to going first, so.
Well, I'm going around the table that way I don't get it messed up. Terry?
Yeah.
Anthony?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Bob?
No.
And I'm gonna vote no, but, that motion still carries 4-2. Yes, 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 and yes. It's getting that time of year where we need to,
Are we gonna appoint a new council?
we, we
You
can,
guys got something in mind?
we can, I guess people can nominate people.
Yes, and I will, since the next person that I feel should be on the council is Mansell Odell, cause he was the last one that missed the cutoff for election.
Okay, so Cindy made a motion to, appoint Mansell Odell to fill the vacancy for Michelle Courtwright. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, before we go to a vote, we should, see if there's anybody else.
I would, like to.
No, we first gotta vote,
Yeah.
first gotta vote on this.
Just like when you
First
were
one.
voting for president.
Okay.
Do a round.
Eddie?
Actually,
They do one at a time.
when we did the nomination for council, we had all the
That's right.
people on the table
That's
first,
what I thought.
but we went in the order, so.
We'll go in the order, but if there's other nominees,
That's what we
we
did.
should be aware of that.
So I don't know if we wanna do that the same, but that's what
Yeah,
we did.
that's what we should do. Is that how you did that?
Yep.
Okay, so any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Al Lucy.
Al Wilsey doesn't want
Still no.
Are you the pro temp or no? He is the vacancy board.
But he could be elected.
Only after 45 days.
Okay, so Anthony nominated Al Losi. Do we have a second? If nobody else will second that, I will. So we have a nomination for Mansell by Cindy and who seconded it? Eddie seconded that. Anthony nominated Al and I seconded it, so we'll start with Mansell. Your vote.
Yes.
1 yes. Terry?
Yes.
2. Anthony?
No.
Cindy?
Yes.
Bob?
No.
And I'm gonna vote no. So we have a tie.
Can I break it?
No.
I'm just asking.
Chris breaks it.
You wanna do it,
No, he
Mansell?
doesn't.
Huh?
You wanna do it, Mansell?
Sure. I don't know if I can break it.
Yes.
For Mansell?
All right, congratulations. Congratulations, I've been wanting you back in. Thank you.
So he can step up now.
Move on until I get to that point.
Okay, and back to what I was getting to.
Groundskeeper.
It's time to advertise for a groundskeeper.
So that was one of my questions, why? When we've got 4 people that work here, why, it's not basically a full-time position to begin with. These guys, you got a couple of part-timers, you got people every other weekend.
So your recommendation would be to use what we have?
Yeah, instead of bringing somebody else, I'm just saying.
I don't have a problem with that.
I'm sorry, trying to, we gotta keep them busy. Try it out, see what. You put them on the schedule. She's got athletes and he works once every other weekend, come in probably after work, maybe. Yeah,
Fantastic.
we're still early in the season.
So do you wanna table this until we can have a chance to talk to those guys?
Yeah, please.
We can bring it to the personnel committee.
Okay.
And who's on the personnel committee?
Myself, myself,
Terry.
Barry, Terry.
Mansell should be since he.
You guys wanna get Mansell up here real quick? I just wanna
Come on up.
We're gonna swear you in.
Yeah, come on, big boy.
This one?
Alright, I do solemnly swear, Mansell Odell,
solemnly swear, Mansell Odell,
duly qualified,
duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of the state, to exercise the duties of this office
to exercise the duty of the office
I do have it.
for which I have been elected,
which I have been elected,
and that I will,
and I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties therefore,
discharge the duty therefore,
and preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the state.
the Constitution of the state.
You get to sit up there.
Come on up here.
Yeah, get your seat, man.
Poor guy. Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Well, we just need it before you go. Okay, so we've decided to table the groundskeeper until the personnel committee can review it. So the next thing on the agenda was to advertise for a zoning officer. I'm sure Mr. Davis.
Oh, please, please. Please.
Oh, don't you wanna be it anymore?
You
You don't wanna be it no more?
I'll do whatever I have to do, but I can tell you, it's, I've learned more about zoning than I
Do you wanna be a zoning officer too?
You can do it.
I do, I'm not gonna say I won't do it.
Why don't you do it, Daddy?
Nah.
Yes, please, go advertise, guys.
So somebody wanna make a motion to advertise for a,
I make a motion to advertise for zoning officer in the paper of record.
I second it.
Go ahead.
Yep.
okay, so, it was, Anthony made a motion to advertise for a zoning officer in the paper of record. Seconded by Mansell Odell. Roll call vote.
In the record said, so, before you vote, we didn't set a timeline, probably how many, I may have to say it again, so,
How long are you gonna advertise it for?
right,
2 weeks.
we can do 2 weeks.
Okay, so you wanna, I mean, it's just formality.
So let me say it again.
What is it?
I'm make a motion to advertise for a zoning officer for 2 weeks in the paper of record.
Second.
Okay, you got that?
Yep.
Seconded by Mansell, roll call vote. Eddie,
Yeah.
Terry,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Mansell,
Yes.
Cindy.
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes too, motion carries 7-0.
No.
The next thing on the agenda is adding dwellings to WSD billings, and if I'm correct on this, this is like where you have multiple unit housing and we're only charging one for one unit, and it should be charged by dwelling instead of just one unit.
You got any examples of that? With Chamberlain's?
Not Chamberlain's, but Jobs.
Has ones.
As
Brownies.
Browns.
Yeah, I mean, the action was to follow up on the ordinance. On the committee, right? So we do that,
Do we have a copy of it?
and then we said we're gonna bring a copy of it, because the ordinance is contrary to that.
Okay, let's move that down the road again until
Dwelling, isn't it?
we can,
Yeah, the
we can
ordinance
get
says
the
per
ordinance.
dwelling.
There's the book out here, guys, I mean, that's the one of the big things I've been trying to. I haven't been here to look through it, but I would like to.
What do you need?
The
Ordinance book.
The ordinance book.
I have the borough's ordinance book, I have one of them.
Okay.
He's
What
keeping for
page is all
safety.
for, right? I mean, that was
Yes,
something
yes.
we gotta work on.
No, from the police department when we cleaned house.
Get it online, it's
You
not
have
be
the
pulled
codified-
in
it was
some
downstairs?
dark areas, get it
Huh?
from
You have the
everybody's
codified
rules.
version? Cause the real ordinance book, there should only be one.
So can we hold that for,
I wonder if we could go down there and look at his ordinance book, and then we could point out what we need and have him copy.
tonight?
We got one?
I don't think we can do it tonight.
No, not.
No, we don't.
No,
I'm
So
saying.
we actually need his.
I don't
we have
know.
one that's clarified.
We all-
There's an ancient. I don't know where I don't know where they actually. It's just like the other day, we
So the
jumped
original one
trying to
is the
find,
original.
trying to find the
So-
real thing.
I'm not paying attention. There's so many places on the
And it's
Oh, now, you're way back there, now they're like,
we have now,
ordinance books are big black books.
everybody else. Well, then you
Yeah, but you
find,
don't find out if you're allowed to get it, 'cause I can't get one. I don't know for sure.
All right,
Let's get it, Mr. Wilson, Sergeant Wilson. Chief Wilson, can I get, can we,
After this,
On
I can
loan,
go
can we get a
grab it
loan?
now and bring it back.
can we loan it to Lawrenceville?
I can go get it, bring it back, cause
or better yet, can you just get a copy of the whole book, we pay you for it?
or
Apparently
bring
we
it
don't
here
have
and we can come.
I'll
That's a
bring
big
it.
deal.
Brad, why don't you go
It's
get
our
it, bring
book.
it back, alright?
That's what I'm gonna do, and then I gotta talk after the
I go
meeting.
back in the
Okay,
cabinets,
alright.
big black books with it.
Alright.
Yeah. they should
So,
be. There is. I
let's
just
move
read that,
on
because
to
I thought they were
the
gone.
next thing.
I think they were gone. That stuff's not there.
So the borough vehicle
Yeah.
that, the guys have been using to do borough things, official business. We've been fueling that with the debit cards. So we thought that we would reach out and see what we could do for, you know, maybe setting up an account where they could just go get the gas and then we'd be invoiced and we could pay it. Is that in here?
It's right there, I think.
The two are, yes.
So I will pass these things around, you can look at them, I'm not asking for a vote tonight, but it's just something to think about.
I think one of us from mobile and the other one from Brandon.
New York State.
Well, how you gonna, so they go fill up the vehicle, they're gonna have to write down the plate number, or how?
They'll have it on the account whenever they charge the account.
Like truck driver, right?
Yeah, just like a truck driver.
So they'll go out and document everything?
We can set it up, so
We
it's all.
can't, we
Terry's right.
cannot do
That'd be
New York State.
Pennsylvania.
No, they told us before when we tried to do it, that we couldn't do New York State, it has to be Exxon.
You put the mileage and everything in there and
Yeah.
collect it, give it to Cheryl and we go forward. I don't know how they're going right now is credit card,
Right.
that's how they're
Yeah,
going.
Debit card.
yeah. Like they'll come to me and say, hey, we need gas in the vehicle, I'll go with them,
Right.
run the debit card.
So then
The
big
biggest
thing
deal is
all
we shouldn't be
account
paying tax.
accounts.
Right.
This would be a tax
That's why we wanted to set it up that way.
for a business account.
A municipality.
Yeah.
I mean, we're even different than business.
Yeah, I agree.
But we'll be taxing.
You know, that's,
We shouldn't be paying any,
No,
not even federal.
no.
yeah. But unfortunately, now the only way to put taxes is to do it the way we've been doing it, and that's why I'd like to look into something different. We don't need to vote on that tonight. Okay,
Oh, they're not gonna vote on it tonight.
hydrant flushing, entire system in dead ends.
Schedule.
The thing to do is schedule, so people know what's going on.
Does, Apex, they're all aware and suggesting that when we flush it?
Well, it's just that we need to put up the schedule first.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to do dead ends every
Right.
week or 2 weeks or.
Well, that's twice a year, right? If I remember right, that we had,
That's the
Apex,
regular.
or the regular flush,
Or
okay.
regular
Okay,
flushing,
I'll
yes.
keep my mouth shut.
But for dead ends, we need to do more
So
often
we're
because
just talking about
sediments.
setting up a schedule for it right
Setting
now,
up a
and then we'll,
schedule, yep.
we'll touch base with the people that we have to.
So this one, I suggest we send it to the Water and Sewer Committee, to actually develop this.
Yes.
I think it more often than twice a year right now, cause we haven't
Yeah.
done it in a long time.
It's actually annual.
Yeah, right.
Let's get flavor.
I think she
They
asked
did-
the question
every
They did the dead
It's
ends,
always
what was it,
something.
a couple months ago?
Just
About
like the
6 weeks.
playground
Yeah, and it
mulch.
wasn't supposed to do anything. It affected that half of the
Well,
town.
you
They
might
were
get
getting
it 2 years
It
from
was
now.
bad.
I don't know.
Well, that's a different flushing, that's
I think
flushing
she's
for
been doing it
chlorine,
for
that's not.
Yeah,
for-
but no, it stirred
Yeah,
everything
over a
up.
year.
I know,
isn't
but
it?
the,
Almost 2 years.
this year, the system-wide flushing is for
They're gonna
every,
And
Put it
any
on hold
requirement.
again.
right.
If they stir, anything, people need to be notified.
Exactly. That's the main reason.
And that's why
So,
we're
it-
scheduling.
That's
is
the
this-
main reason.
This is not, don't already have a schedule?
No,
No,
There's no dateline, like
It's
starting
annual.
beginning of the year or anything
It's
like
annual.
that?
Typically do it like in April,
Okay,
At night.
and,
For the operator.
10 to 2 or something, 10 to 1.
Just have a party for him when he comes
Yep.
back.
alright then, yeah, suggest going to this committee,
Huh?
Water and
Just
Sewer
a
Committee,
party for
we can
going
actually
back.
plan for this.
bless you.
Sorry.
Wow.
Nah, we shouldn't.
That was so ladylike.
What's going on back here, right?
Yeah. Had a nosebleed.
Oh, it's mold.
So,
Her oxygen.
you want to move that to the
Tries out
water
her
and sewer
nose.
committee and
Yes.
bring it back after a recommendation is made? I'm okay with that.
At this contract, I make a recommendation, we do it at night, like we normally do, otherwise,
Yeah, don't change it.
Okay, yeah, do it exactly how it
Yeah.
has.
And then when
otherwise you stirring everything up, and there's no need to,
Don't have a lot of settle.
How long's it been since it's been done?
a year.
Year.
A year.
Probably since Bob never did it the last time.
I don't know exactly
Why is
when
it
that
sound
was
long?
done.
Why is it
It
so
was like
longer than that?
April.
No, it was April, it was the end of
Yeah, I
April, I
remember
believe.
we're
So
all-
the reason we do it in April is because if you do it earlier, you worry about freezing up the
Right,
roads.
right,
and
right, that's understandable.
Makes
And,
a mess.
basically, the reason it was on the agenda was just to get it
To
scheduled.
get it scheduled.
You don't be wasting water in August when you have a drought,
Right, that
use
makes
it in
sense.
the wet season.
That makes sense. Okay, so. The next thing on the agenda is pothole repairs, cold patch for temporary.
mulch.
Oh, did I skip mulch? Yes, I did. Thank you.
Which we're gonna have to table anyway because we really don't need it. We don't know how much we need. We can go to Parks and Recreation, I can go to Parks and Recreations and we
Okay,
can look into it.
so the item about mulch, we're referring to the Parks and Rec Committee. And we'll go from there. Okay.
Pass this to the Parks and Recs Committee, cause they were called, so.
Because of her oxygen, she's on, tries out her nose.
And they do certified mulch, so.
God help us, yes,
Oh yeah, they do
certified
certified.
mulch.
And we also have an old,
Stop. There you go.
have an old invoice from, I think, 2022. For
They're
certified
gonna
mulch.
send us
We can
information,
go
they're
over
gonna
that.
send us information about the certified mulch and everything about it, so we'd be more informed, so when you guys are ready to do your thing.
Actually, they got a booklet. If they ask what they'll tell you.
Yeah, we asked them, we talked about it today, we asked them to email us.
Cop is now leaving.
He's probably talking.
Okay, so that gets us to pothole repairs, cold patch for temporary fix. Somebody wanna,
He go
Yeah.
last.
Has anybody been around and actually driven every street?
yeah,
There's a lot of little potholes that need to be filled. Ryan Circle, going up Ryan Circle.
on
There's a
Weaver,
bunch of little
on
ones
Weaver.
on Weaver Street.
Yeah, we were up
Cross
there.
Street, I mean,
at least.
Brian Height, he's the DOT.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Brian Height, we spoke to him today, exactly, not about pothole repair, but repairs of streets, which one he's doing, and he's gonna give us a report. Supposed to be driving around with him on Friday.
But they're state streets, we're not talking.
No, this is not state streets, this is town streets.
Or
Borough streets.
Real.
So he's gonna help us out?
Yeah, he's gonna help us out.
What,
He's-
49?
So if
No.
council members are available on Friday, 9 o'clock,
You don't do ours.
he's gonna drive around the town and he'll give us
Yeah,
information
PennDOT does
about what he
yours,
sees.
yes.
I know that, but.
PennDOT?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because
They're gonna help.
this
Brian does.
who's gonna
Yeah.
come around and tell you what you need to fix.
Okay, he's just gonna give us.
Oh, just, no,
He gives
we're
you
gonna
a-
fix, but we
Yeah.
have to fix these potholes.
He gives you recommendations.
Right.
I don't.
He's gonna give us
We just
recommendations.
cold patch 'em.
Cold patch,
Just film 'em.
exactly.
Right?
At least temporarily, and then
Maybe they guesstimate costs.
when we can quote and do certain
Mm,
streets, we do
that.
them.
Cold patch is temporary, but you do the
It's
repairs.
it's better than nothing.
Right, I agree.
So I don't really,
Big hole. They need to
Just
round
hide
it
gold
off
patch.
instead of redo it.
Yeah,
put it in.
ours too. Ours too.
At least it's this one.
So,
He can still drive around.
Yeah,
I
sure,
mean,
right.
Yeah.
so,
So we need to make a motion to actually purchase the cold patch and get it done.
okay, did you make that motion?
I will make that motion. I make a motion to, buy cold patch, to fix all holes in, borough streets, as a temporary fix. And that's it.
Okay, so Terry made a motion to buy cold patch to repair the potholes around town on streets as a temporary fix. Do I have a second?
I'll second, but a good question before you go any further. Let's get the pricing ahead of time, so we know
Oh, that's
if we
fine.
can use
Yeah.
certain funds for it.
Well, and if we can go through CoStars, they might have cold patch, so who knows?
Yeah.
So I second the motion.
Okay, so
I agree
Anthony
with that.
seconded the motion.
Oh, yeah, we're
Any
gonna go
more
the cheapest
discussion?
route we can, we're not gonna just go blow money for no reason.
Any other discussion?
We have a grant.
If the guys are gonna do it, our guys,
Yep.
I mean, there's a procedure, there's different people use different procedures, how to do the cold patch. From my understanding, my experience, you put cold patch down and stamp it,
Mhm.
or you can heat the cold patch up,
If you heat it up, it stays
it
longer.
stays a lot longer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to the majority,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's just my thought, I throw it out there.
Okay, appreciate that.
And if they don't got no tamper, they can take a piece of plywood and run it over with a vehicle, the dump truck,
They can actually use my tamper if we don't have one, I have one.
there you go.
So,
You mean a mechanical one or a hand
no,
tamper?
just hand
I
tamper.
got a hand tamper, they
So
can
there you
use
go. So we have more than one hand tamper,
Okay,
so we're good. Okay,
okay,
moving on.
moving right along.
we got a motion
That's
now.
when you heat it up.
We got a motion now.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, got it.
So the motion is to fix the potholes, seconded by Anthony, Eddie,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
Mansell,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes too, motion carries 7-0.
Okay, just for me. If you're gonna get pricing, is that gonna delay the repair probably until
No,
after?
so it depends on the pricing. If it's a certain amount, then we have to bring it to council, but if it's not.
It depends
we
on
don't
if
have
it's
to.
under
Yeah,
12,600.
12,500.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's changed, I think it's like 12-6.
Yes, but
Yeah, I don't have it in my head.
They do the same thing.
I just hated to think you were gonna hold it up.
Yeah.
Local people.
Right. No, we're not trying to do that. Okay. Which gets us to,
I didn't know that. I just did.
Oh, okay, so.
the settlement with the Fish Commission. I'll pass this around, Chris, you can talk to this.
I mean, yeah, everybody should got to email the questions at least asked us, right? If we get a report, I mean, did we get was it approved?
That's what I was wondering, if you've got a report with this, that's what I was looking for.
McCormick, in my view, did not do due diligence. I don't know what the deal was there, but the only way that they reached out to Lisa had nothing to do with this account is because they couldn't get a hold of, McCormick.
And you reached out to him?
I reached out to the solicitor.
And you didn't respond?
He responded, he said, he looked over this and he talked to the person in charge.
Yeah.
He didn't see anything, he said this is giving us a good deal, but he'll look over it and if he had anything about it, he would write it, but he didn't have anything.
What happened to the $1,200 deal? There was 1,200 originally.
Probably couldn't have responded.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Probably
couldn't tell you.
fines.
We're talking back in,
I have to look, but there was a 1,200 deal.
it was before January though.
Yeah, probably,
I remember some discussion about it.
yeah. And that's why I was looking to see if, like you said, DEC had a report that they might have
We could
included.
change it, it's already in there.
You supposedly they had.
So that's all the detail we have right there, right?
That's all the detail I have.
This is.
I view it as that it's incomplete.
Letting the water.
Incomplete, I read it.
413. Yeah, till that.
Yeah, but what's the bacteria, what's the, how did they determine that? What's the method used to determine
They
that?
have no choice, they are.
They just claim, they make claims, but what's the method? Was anybody from the council there? I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. That was before
Was
my
there
time.
debris in the water, is that what we're saying?
I don't know, they're not, they don't say
There
that.
was debris in the water,
They don't say that.
but I don't know how far it went down. So you wanna know if they tested the water, is that what you're asking about?
I'm asking them what's the results other than what
How'd
they
they get
said.
the results?
Right, what method are they using to
Right.
state, to substantiate these claims? Pretty vague.
Yeah, there should be some type of paperwork.
I think they did,
That's all I've seen.
I never saw anything.
I thought they did testing also, but I don't know where it is.
They're basically saying we're in violation on this date and this time, but they don't say according to what standard or what measure. Am I right? I mean,
No,
I understand. And they're basically saying accept it or no.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I mean, right, Lisa, as you guys read the email, Lisa asked all those questions too. I mean, she
I
got-
asked her.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa don't have it. She doesn't have it, and she was asking us, do we have any receipts, any type of more information that we have as a fact from, they give it to our operator?
You pulled
Mr.
in, know
McCormick.
anything about it? Nothing?
Wasn't Mark Matul involved in that? Was,
This is Fish and Game, but he's a part of it, this is like she said, DEC.
Mark was involved with it, I know, hands on.
This was, but it's a fine out of the Fish and Game. Commission.
Right, right.
I mean,
Can I ask a
if we
question?
wanna dispute it, we can dispute it.
How much is the settlement that they want?
Council
What are they
agrees
asking?
on Fish and Game, like,
Bob's got the
I
paper.
think 2254,
Yeah.
something and change.
trying to find the
Has
email.
anybody from council reached out to them at all?
Not to
Fishing
those
game.
guys directly.
I haven't spoken to them directly, we going through.
Solicitor mentioned the person in charge of it.
Unpermitted discharge is documented.
Yeah, no, that's a-
According to who?
Who has them? Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what Lisa asked, guys, it's the same thing.
nothing.
I mean, we discharged 3 rivers, so what's there between a regular discharge and a, what is this, an unpermitted
Unpermitted.
discharge?
And she's asking our lawyer too, directly in the email trail that you guys got, saying, Mr. Kenyon, is there, they're reaching out to me, do you have any information? And it's crickets. You guys know my opinion on him.
Maybe we should consider getting a new lawyer.
Yep.
Seriously, no, I'm not being smart, I'm just saying
So now-
seriously.
Gotta find one.
Without
Yeah,
any
gotta
mention
take
of
us
liability.
to-
So basically, it's not case, you gotta
Yeah.
look at which.
He's not helping us any, it's just a habit.
Do we fight it or
Not
do
ours, but.
Well, if you're fighting, you know, it's gonna go.
I just don't see where the results are, so how can
You just ask for
Mine's
results.
just-
See what they say.
Yeah, if you guys want me to reach back out,
Yeah, just-
reach out to the Fishing Game, I'll, you know, give
The
us.
memo says,
We need
based on the
results.
results,
Can I have that?
they have
It
meetings
should be a
every
notice
week.
violation, right?
Right.
You should add that and get cited in there, right?
It cites a violation as well.
Yeah.
I don't even know when this was cited. It was
This
before
guy's
we
saying
came
in
on
the
council.
email,
Last
and I'll
July
forward it to
fifth.
you,
Yeah.
so you have it,
Yeah.
but he's saying you tried to get hold of council,
That
and
probably
you need to get a hold of him before you call. And he, somehow he got Lisa's number, you know, and reached out to her.
That's probably what happened.
Probably because it's DEP and all that. and they
Chris,
all
when
cost-
did this happen?
And they reached
When
out
is it
to
supposed to
last-
the borough.
July 5th.
July
It was
fifth.
July
Oh.
5th.
They did.
Okay.
Wasn't yesterday.
Yeah.
But the problem is we
Yeah.
have decisions. Either
Well,
pay
I
it,
mean,
They're just gonna keep adding.
yeah, that's.
cause if we don't pay it by the 13th,
The only problem if we pay it, we do assume liability
That's
according
right.
to the,
Yeah, so there could be, if something else comes out of that, we could be liable.
Well, how about this, I'll go back, I'll say, Lisa, let's see if we get, I guess we'll get her involved, we're not getting her on McCormick, I mean, I'm not interested in paying an expensive lawyer to do this stuff, but I'm okay if we wanna close it. If something comes back and she gives us information, I'll forward it on to you guys, and we'll make a decision. Might have to have a special counsel to pay it.
Yeah.
For the
Or say if they can meet with a couple of council members to
However you
clarify
guys-
what, I mean, that way you guys know hands on.
Well,
Right,
I mean, if they
Use
have a
the
report,
documentation,
if they have a report, they should be able to send it out to everybody.
Right.
exactly, I agree.
Alright, so I'll reach out, if you guys are good with it, I'll reach out back out to push on this issue to try to get us some documentation, a notice of violation or something.
So we're gonna table this until you check on more information from
Yeah, put my name down, I'll do it.
table, so Chris Davis. You got those notes, right?
Sure, we'll, reach out in the morning.
And what's the settlement agreement amount?
2254 and some change.
Good girl.
Are you ready?
I am to you.
2254, 76.
76 is the cent, right?
76 is the cent.
Thank you. I wanna make sure it wasn't.
It's fine.
I don't recall.
Yeah, you're fine.
It was 12, and they raised it to 24, because they couldn't get no communication.
And if you can find the original.
There's a couple thangers there, there's one that's prior and you can clearly see the chain where they're talking.
Well, that.
I don't care, she does this thing.
Okay. He didn't give me a lot of information.
Alright, so, let's, with that being said, that we're moving that for more information. Now it's time for old business. Anthony, you wanna speak to these?
Daniel Rogers gave us, their proposal, it's in the I don't know, it's in your packet, I'm gonna pass it around. So they give us a proposal for it, we don't have to accept it now, we can accept it next time, but.
And I never heard anything from Guthrie, so.
So you still have time to do that.
What was the estimate cost? Can you ask?
It's 16,000 for 2 years.
Oh, that's not bad.
Somewhere, I have this more
For
numbers in
each
there.
year?
For both years or?
No, for 2 years.
Wow,
that's cheap.
yeah, you better
That's
take
not
that.
bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why.
That's
He
cheap.
did
That's
kind of
really
do that,
cheap, yeah.
he cut himself for the 20.
I know.
How much is 21?
I don't have that, I think that was paid before. Because he didn't charge us for each year, I asked for each year.
Oh, for each year, oh, for each year.
So we're looking at 33,000.
Yeah.
Sounds more like that.
Plus
that's-
expenses.
Okay, oh, that's for clarification.
Just like Apex.
Yep.
That's 16,000 for each vehicle.
Yeah.
Each.
Thank you, oh, wow. Yeah.
16,500.
Yeah. 16.5, because they have to do
It's
it.
just a proposal, they
Oh,
said.
now we're changing it.
That's,
I think people are
that's the
So
proposal.
we're not, say that's.
So we're looking at 33,000 for 2
21,
years.
so we had
Oh,
done, but-
yeah, but we don't know.
I'll have to call him and find out if we actually get charged, but he didn't mention that we're gonna charge for 20.
Oh, we'll get charged.
Anthony, was that 16,000 for the one that they did already?
We don't.
No, I don't have that number.
Oh, they didn't give you-
He didn't give us a number, how much it would actually cost yet, for the 21.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get there.
We'll have have to reach out to them on that.
And I have a
It's
little
just,
concern.
we'll prepare the annual regulatory basis financial statements of Lawrenceville Borough for the years ending December 2022 and December 2023. That implies the water and sewer also. Is that the case?
That one is confined as well.
I've never done an audit before.
So the point is, there's typically 2 audits.
It's not.
One for the water and sewer, one for Borough. Are these lumped together under the 16,000? Or is it each? In which case it might not be that bad
There is no sewer.
if they're both done for 16,000. But if,
So let me ask, I'll
yeah,
ask
so
that.
that's a big deal, cause,
It's actually Kevin Rogers from,
I don't think.
from Dan Rogers.
okay.
He might be his son or relative, but, he's the point of contact there.
That, that is just.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of implied, but
Financial statement,
16.5.
that's about the going.
That's 19. At least 19.
Yeah, so,
I would assume they did it all.
me too, but
No one
we need to clarify.
Yeah, no one assumes they did it.
Hire them.
Find out, bring it back, when's it gotta be done by?
There is he didn't give a timeline for this, it was just a proposal, so.
So, us to be in compliance.
choose
as long as
any
it's a year,
company.
right? Okay, so, yeah, make that sure that's.
And I have a little concern, because if you're gonna pursue Guthrie, you actually are over the limit for the bidding quoting thing, and I don't wanna say his amount.
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
So
don't
you
say
don't
his
wanna
amount.
say,
Don't say his amount, oh, that's amount.
Right.
Well, this one is,
It is over the amount. It's $4,000.
and that's kind of why you get that proposal, now you
Yeah.
know it's over, so you're supposed to get,
More.
Some things you don't need to
Yeah.
get,
Some
and
things you
that
don't-
could be one of the things you don't
okay,
need to
it may
get.
be one of the things you don't, but I want you to understand that I can't use, I won't use this amount, but it's
Right.
already out there.
Right, I understand. Okay, more old business. Prepaid card for the library. Terry
We're
Shaker.
not pursuing that anymore.
Okay. I will take that off. And for Terry, the library's not pursuing that anymore, so we'll move on to the last thing. This is the fence that was put up, on the Little League ball field between Amy Robinson's property and the electric company, and maybe Myers is in there too.
Yeah, I guess yes. He's
Um,
right there.
So basically what they're looking for is something, because she had a privacy fence there, or something to make that privacy. Terry, you looked into this,
I
correct?
looked into it. I cannot find the paperwork where I had it all.
And
So
do you have a ballpark of what that would have cost?
yeah, it was less than $200.
It's just a felt, right?
It's actually a plastic screen, privacy screen with grommets.
You gotta do it.
So let me just tighten things up here a little bit.
Yep.
The fence is actually on the Borough property.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's adjacent to properties, just to clarify that.
Yes.
It's not her fence, it's not the neighbor's fence, it's the Borough fence, Borough property.
That's true. Right.
Yeah.
But you said in
Okay.
between, right?
Yeah,
That's what I said.
I know, but that implies it's half and half.
Right, okay.
It's our fence.
Yeah, yes, it is our fence.
In fact, I believe, moved it further
Quite a
on.
ways.
Yeah.
Quite a ways.
Yeah.
I noticed
To
that.
avoid the property line.
And I don't know where it was before, because I was never down there and looked at it.
You can see where it was. You can see where the
Alright,
cover
so
was.
we're gonna look into the felt one.
Yes.
The screen, what he's talking about, is easier and quicker,
Oh, heck yeah.
but it don't last as long. So if you buy the strips of the plastic that goes in between,
But you
we
could do
won't-
both.
Huh?
And you could do both.
well, I wouldn't give her all that.
But the thing is with the strips, you can still see through it.
I think you're gonna see light through either one.
Nah, not a lot.
You know, like,
No, because it's considered a privacy screen.
So I guess she's pretty adamant, she's talking lawsuits, this, that, the next
I don't
thing.
blame her.
you don't have to put it on the end either.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's 200 feet,
Yeah.
193 feet. is all we do.
I thought you guys,
Just going from
I
her end
thought
all the
we
way
talked
to
about
the tree
before,
that-
Barry, that
yeah.
you all
To the
agreed to
garage,
just
you-
replace
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Not even to.
You're not gonna do that.
When you
Before-
talked about it
Forsythia,
before,
Forsythia bushes.
I thought you guys all agreed to replace it. That's,
Well, no,
No.
that's a $9,000 fence, if you have.
Well, you
take it
shouldn't have tore it
then
down
you
to
re-
start with then,
The fence was no good,
cause that's been there 20 years, that fence had.
but the fence was
fell
also
over
on
and
Borough
fall
property.
over.
I
It's our
didn't,
fence.
I didn't tear
It
it
was not
down.
her
Well,
property.
whoever tore it down, it should never touch it to start with.
It's our fence, we need to repair it.
Yeah,
The line went from wherever they put the damn line down to the lady dead.
No,
Calm
it
down, Frankie.
did. It did.
calm down on
I'm
the
just
front.
telling you, it should never been touched.
Yeah, but it's water under the bridge now.
So how you deal with
So
it?
now we need-
yeah, it's already been touched, it's been, so you gotta just look past
I
that
think she'll be
and
happy.
figure out how you're gonna go ahead and take care of the
We're
situation.
just gonna buy it, it's gonna be less than $500, so it's just gonna be done.
Get the blinds up.
Period.
Let's go.
And I appreciate it. I
It's less
appreciate
than
it.
$200.
Okay, we're to the
20
section of
years.
public comment now. Anybody have any
I
public
do.
comments? Okay.
So I would like to tell Chris congratulations for his son taking 4th place at Stinks.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
We don't have very good things come out of Lawrenceville, so that's something good that comes to the town.
He set the school record, cause he'd been on the podium twice in 3 years.
Yeah.
So he took second
So-
2 years ago, and then he took fourth, which is the record for our area.
Right,
The heck
and it's a
we're up.
good honor for our town and stuff,
Exactly.
so congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Any other public comment?
He gets it all from me.
I'm gonna say you're
I
white.
know, she's watching, I'm gonna get in trouble.
You're bad in sport.
Hey Barry, when we gonna
Yes,
deal
you
with the
are.
junkyard next door?
Are you talking about the
Putting a
car?
fence around it or something?
We will go talk to them about that.
Yeah,
I
it
haven't
was
had
brought
a-
up at 3 meetings ago.
Well, they were just working with them, Frank, they were just, having training classes with them.
Well, they don't need their training class put behind a fence.
Okay, your point's duly noted.
Those cars.
I just wanna say congratulations to Manuel being
Manzo.
being back on the board.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Senator,
I don't like
thank
it, fuck it.
Lawrenceville Borough for
Well deserved.
value to coming to their
Victaulic.
college, coming back into where it, the facility down here.
Victaulic used to be.
When I went to
Barry,
Yes.
she's trying to get to say something back
Penny?
there.
I wanna say thank you to Terry for all he did to get my computer hooked up in there, cause without his help, there would be no checks tonight for the board meeting.
And we appreciate the, we appreciate everything everybody's
He
done.
put a lot of time into doing that for me.
How do you know that not much.
Okay, any other public comment?
Yes. As long as everybody else is done. Okay.
Angelina.
In January, you guys passed a motion that all former council members were to return any borough and all borough property, which included documents. So this document with the fish and game settlement, was this returned to you by prior council members?
I've not seen anything.
So prior council members did not return borough property after you guys made a motion for that? Did anybody
We don't
reach
know
out
who
to
it
them?
went to. We didn't know if they got
Okay.
set, we don't really know.
We never
We-
saw it to begin with.
The first I saw of this was when Chris sent the email out the other day.
Okay, fair. Bob and Cindy and Mansell, now that you're back, welcome back. You, all three were active members on the council when this happened last July. And you've never seen any of this paperwork until today?
I knew they were involved, so I heard.
The paperwork they're looking for, we've never seen. That's why I'm just asking you.
Bob, do you share that sentiment with the other two?
I saw the report. The report is inconclusive, in my opinion. My point is, what is the measure to which you're saying that there was a violation? That I've seen no documents to say that the bacteria was this, or the water was, whatever the measure was. I believe the only statement that was made was that was cloudy or something. But what's the measure?
Sure.
So you don't believe there was an investigation after that happened?
My point is, I haven't seen a report that answers my question as to what the measurement is. We monitor outfall from the sewer plant daily.
So this document still existed during the last council, was not returned.
We don't know if it existed or it didn't.
You don't know?
The document's right there.
I mean,
They have it in their hand.
Is
That's
there,
what they said.
is there a date on it?
Yes.
Is it dated?
I mean, they were working with our lawyer, I don't know whatever happened to transition back and forth.
The document's there, they're online.
I recall what they was talking about at the time,
Right.
but seeing that document was the first time for me before even council that I know.
Do you, Bob, Bob, if you don't mind, do you mind, was there like a conclusive, like what actually happened on how this even transpired with the solids going into the river?
It's vague. It talks a lot about law, it doesn't say who was here, it doesn't say.
It doesn't even say anything about giving it to the lawyer, it
Does
says,
it, who was sent to?
no.
It probably does.
Just says it.
Oh, it's Borough.
Borough.
Yeah, but I mean,
It says the borough.
Huh.
It says if you have any questions.
It's not impressed to anybody.
But that's recent, that's, this year.
Yeah.
That's dated 3/29/24.
So
But as
literally
far
just a
as
couple
any
days.
previous,
They don't have a
they're a
previous date.
citation, don't they?
They would send it.
Other
Certified mail or something?
So, are you guys aware that DEC and EPA both did reports on that? They came out that Friday. Have you seen those?
if they have, I haven't seen it.
Anybody else? Cause I did.
What was the question?
The
So-
DEC
so
and
where is it?
EPA reports.
Can we read it, if you have a copy? I think
Yeah,
that's
you
all
have to
we're trying
contact,
get
you
to.
have to contact DEC and EPA for those because you guys are unfortunately the authority. I am press. So, I have to go through 10 extra steps and there's not been a borough secretary, although thank you, Cheryl.
Can you repeat the,
We'll get to this.
the agencies?
DEP and EPA both. DEC and EPA both came on a Friday morning after that happened and did inspection reports. So they do exist.
You're saying DEP.
DEP, sorry, and
She's
EPA.
in the wrong state.
It is.
Yeah. I do both states. Hold on, wait, I do both
It
states.
is,
To be
it
clear.
is two violations, like you said, UEP and Fish and Boat. But
Right.
Lisa, our lawyer, asked the same
Follow it
question
on their website.
back to the
Right.
lawyer, where is the documentation that we have proof that we got it as a borough?
Right.
And does, but DEP must knew it too as well, because he's asking, officer lawyer is his name. Was there evidence of fish being harmed? So, back to any evidence that we have as a borough, there's gotta be a notice of violation someplace, is that what you're getting to, is it a violation?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, and I just
We'll have to
want to make sure
research.
that everyone's aware that there was definitely inspection reports done and filed,
We'll reach
that
out
they
to
did
those.
come out that Friday. And
Yeah, but that Friday was the 7th of July, this was a Wednesday.
yeah, it was 2 days later, 2 days following even it clearing back up. So there was no investigation done?
No, this was.
No one
this-
went to the sewer plant and looked to see what went wrong? No one
This
put their
happened-
hand up and said, I forgot to flip a switch? Was there any kind of investigation done on this at
It's
all?
before my time, I don't know.
What about you guys that were here last year? Did anyone take any kind of action or ask any kind of questions about how we even got here?
I think it's a big.
I'm
It's
asking,
a bait.
I'm asking what the problem is, other than what they stated there. Tell me what the problem is.
Me
and what's
too.
the
I
measurement?
mean-
How did you determine that? That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Instead of,
Well, we need those inspection
Some-
reports. If
Yeah.
they did them, we need the
They
inspection
did,
reports.
yeah.
instead of some law which basically saying we broke or whatever, right?
So we can reach out to them for those reports.
Exactly, that's my point.
Chris, you said that officer was Chad Lauer?
Lawyers, all the one I know.
Lauer.
I didn't say Chad.
Lauer, I think
It's Chad Lauer.
Yep, it's Chad, I'm looking at his email right now.
Okay.
Okay, so, with that being said, any other public comment?
Yeah, I wanna ask a question. Are they still investigating the computer thing and stuff? Is that, all that stuff still under investigation?
So the computer thing is just for insurance. Yes, they're still doing it now, but we still have to follow the insurance claim still, so we're still running through that process.
And
So they haven't resolved it yet.
Haven't resolved it yet?
No. And I believe they still have a piece or two of equipment.
Yes, as far as I know.
Yep.
And the computer guy, he was paid off, he's paid, he's out of the way.
Yes. We did that back in January, I believe.
What equipment do they have?
So,
The rest of your stuff on that is, it's through the Pennsylvania State Police Organized Crime. And the guy, Trooper Decker, he retired, but there's a new guy that is handling that. And we have the guy's name and number, and the borough has that officer's name and number. So yes, it's still ongoing. You guys, the borough did get some stuff back, and like I said, there's still some stuff that is down at the Pennsylvania State Police Cybercrime Lab that has not come back yet. But it's still ongoing until, like I said, when the state police is done with it. And again, once stuff goes to that organization, everybody's at their mercy of when it gets done, because you gotta remember, they have the whole Commonwealth itself, and whatever stuff that they have, like I said, it's gonna take time. It is a time thing that it takes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other public comment?
Yeah, I do. I've already talked to him. I don't mind the kids going up on the dike, but I don't appreciate them coming down through our trailer, through our yard, going around deep dumb ditching my back door. I've already told him about it, but you guys gotta do something about the kids going up on the dike,
Well,
cutting through our yards.
they already
and
said that
doing
the dike
something.
was a public.
Not the dike,
No, they're coming off the dike.
Yeah, I know they're coming off.
And they're running out back of the trailers, and they're knocking on neighbors' doors. It's gotta stop.
You can.
Yeah, but that's.
They're doing it late at night, like around 9, 10 o'clock at night.
There ain't nothing they can do about it, Darlene. It's got, you
It'll be-
gotta
And
call
I've already
him.
said something.
You gotta call the police.
They're gone by the time,
But then they're
no
also
offense,
going down
but
and
by the time you
throwing
call
stuff
him,
down
he
over
shows
the
up, they're
dike.
gone.
Like bikes.
And he has to look for it.
And the kids are coming off the dike and throwing stuff in my yard that I have to pick up.
And like I said, you addressed me about it, that is a
Yes,
police
but-
issue.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Alright, so-
They can't do nothing
Can't you
about
guys
it.
keep them off the
They
dike?
we do ordinances.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
basically write the law, he enforces the law.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if you guys can like put something on the dike to keep them off late at night,
What are you
saying,
gonna put
hey.
on there, fence?
Yeah, I mean,
They're already having problems with the
I mean, no,
fence.
Bob is right.
Your property.
Yeah, Bob's right, that they have,
It's fine.
they have
They just gotta
ordinances.
catch it.
There's a
They
ten.
just gotta catch it.
I'm not
Huh?
trying to be.
And
We write the laws, he enforces
I would
them.
have to look
Well,
at
no, I
it, it's
understand.
10 or 11, I can't remember which
But they
one it
keep-
is.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Just leave
Yeah,
it.
but there is, and like I said,
And I've
He's
asked.
got control with the other officers. Got
between
control.
president and us, how we're gonna do that when we catch that.
Okay,
Well, the problem is by the time you call them, then they're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. You know, and it's not their fault.
And then they tell the kids tell you to F yourself.
Can't, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Step
too,
out
yes.
your door, record it
Um,
on your phone.
Yeah, if you can get a recording of them doing something like that, then sure. it would-
It boils down to a police issue, and I've talked to the guys, and
I know one of the kids.
I
that was
just sat in the
doing that.
window and if I catch
Okay,
them coming across the
Chris
yard,
has something
just
else he
record
wants to
them, you can
interject,
see
and
who
then
it
we
is.
gotta back up a little bit,
Okay.
cause I missed something.
So real quick, to shed some more light about this Chad lawyer and the fish and boat and game and DEP issues, I dug through my email, and this is an email from Chad lawyer to Mr. Kenyon, our lawyer. And this was back on November 21st, 23. It says, "Thank you for your time earlier this morning and your willingness to discuss the matter." So they definitely had talked, they had conversation. Please find the attached initial settlement agreement package for the borough back on August 14, 2023. A response was never received. Later in October, a brief discussion on the settlement with Gordon Chilson occurred, and he was offered a $500 reduction from this initial settlement, 2754.76. Responsive offer was not received and considered rejected by a responsible party. So,
Did Bob and Cindy and Mansell receive the same email as well?
no, this looks like it went to the, this is
Again,
completely, this is
because
completely with
what is
the
the
lawyer.
method to which
Yeah,
they
no, this
say?
is completely to the lawyer. That has
What I'm-
nothing
what
to do
I'm
with
saying
us.
is-
Bob, that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about the
understand that.
liability. I'm concerned about whether or not you guys are getting the information
What I'm
from
saying is,
DEC, EPA,
whatever,
DEP.
whoever got it, whatever, it doesn't matter. What method did they use to determine this? That's the key. If someone just walked up and said, "Oh, it's muddy," and "Oh, that's the violation," I'm disputing that.
It's in those
So did-
inspection reports.
So did you discuss that with them back then, Bob, or not?
I think I sent an email to the solicitor asking about that.
Looks like our solicitor was knee deep and then just said heck with it. I really, it's hard to really tell what happened with McCormick.
But they
Our
specifically,
operators should know as well, right? I mean, that's big. APAC should be able to figure that
so
out.
they specifically stated that they offered Mr. Chilson a discount on the
That's what the email
fine.
said, yes. Yep.
Alright, but he didn't respond to them,
Oh,
no one
I
else, we
don't
didn't
know-
obviously.
I don't know what he did, but,
Based off this information then.
you know, we've moved this down the road and we're going to try to get more information on it.
So I'll go
And
tomorrow.
that's where we have to leave it at this point.
Yeah, right, I'll go tomorrow, I'll ask for all the documentation that they decided to say that we deserve to be fined on this, okay?
Okay.
And you'll get some report, but what's, again, the measure to which we are in violation?
I'll give
It'll
whatever
be here.
information, give it to you guys, and we can discuss it.
Okay. Now,
Thank you.
This is,
We flush stuff in the river every year, every day, that's how a sewer plant works. Water comes in, water goes out.
Chris, what is the
What's
fine?
the level to which we violate?
That wasn't water that was going.
13.
That was,
I
that was.
I didn't see
Okay,
it.
so-
I mean, well, we're in
so-
court.
we moved this down the road.
That's my point. Where's the data?
2,400.
We've moved this down the road. We'll reach out to these agencies.
We gotta know by the 13th of this month.
If we don't do it, then they're gonna find us more.
Come on, we're getting way beyond our scope here. This has been moved to a later date until we get information on it. We can't continue to bicker over this, that, or he said, she said. When we get the documents, then we'll make a decision on that. Is that fair?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Is it fish and game, or is it fish and boat, or is it
It's both.
boat?
Yeah.
Is it boat or game?
It's Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission
And DEP.
and DEP.
Correct.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit because when I was doing the financial report and so on and so forth, I forgot to, make a motion to pay the bills. We got bills that we need to pay. Does somebody, and you guys have looked at those, does somebody wanna make a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Anthony made a motion to pay the bills. Do I have a second? All right, I'll second that. Roll call vote, Eddie.
No.
Terry.
No, there's some things in there that I don't know what they're for, so, no.
Anthony.
Yes.
Mansell.
I don't know enough about what I've this guy on.
Cindy.
No. I don't know how much
Can
money
you
we
just
even
pull
have
out the
left
ones
of
you're
them.
unsure of?
We can pull out the ones that I'm unsure of.
Cause I got a signature on all of those bills, but the ones you guys are not sure of, just pull them out and pay the rest of them, you shouldn't hold them all off.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
we gotta pay the majority of the bills.
Yeah,
Do we
look
have
at the
balance
ones-
sheets to say how much?
I don't even know, I have no idea, there's too many debits, credits on these accounts, and I don't have access to the banking, so I don't know what's going on, I only wrote the big
Why
bills.
doesn't she have access? She's a treasurer. Why doesn't she have access to banking?
Not the truth.
Gotta pay the
She's
bills.
not there.
She's a jerk.
Thought she was support. How come she doesn't have access to it then?
You know,
She does.
I asked about it today. She wasn't sure, so I couldn't do
So
it.
she can get into the account?
Sure.
Okay.
We wanna keep playing.
She's saying she can't see.
I can't get into the bank account.
So we're in the middle of a roll call vote, right? So why don't we
Cindy.
finish it up and then,
You said no, correct?
I said no.
Bob.
no,
Okay,
only make a motion to pay the ones that we're certain of. A revised, a modified list.
so you wanna make a revised motion that we pay the bills that we're sure of.
Yeah, and he's apparently going through them here now.
I'll second that motion.
Was it one
we got them all
sheet?
mixed up. One she's leaves and the other one's fakes.
She's we discussed that the other day.
I know, but
What was the blue one? I thought we
it's blue,
changed that.
but it's a,
Alright, everything like those two, yep, same.
So, what did you take out?
But I had Bob look at it.
shows these because the chlorine content, or the, whatever that thing called, what's it called?
Dechlorinated?
Dechlorinator can be done by our people.
It's a 20-foot deep pit.
Yeah, so.
You can close off
So-
the side of the
The concern was it's a borderline confined space.
Yeah.
Instead of getting into that, we were gonna hire folks that were trained in confined space, and that way we don't have the liability.
That was Jimmy Joe's concern as well.
Yeah.
It's $9,000.
How much? To put the dechlorinator?
Yeah. Because they have the safety equipment that we don't have, and they have the training.
Have you been in the pit at all?
You can't go in the pit, don't have confined space training.
I've been in there a long time.
You shouldn't go in that pit.
And there's chlorine that's dosed into that.
Well, you
And
shut that off before you go in there.
I know, but it settles to the bottom. We don't have ways to monitor that.
All the confined space.
So I understand it's money, but we don't have the tools to do the job safely.
We're working on getting our people confined space training, but we don't have it now.
Right, Mark, so he's working with you guys, right?
And they have to be changed every year, so
They can't do
it's
that.
not just a one and done.
You can't do the dechlorinator from up top?
How about just put
No.
It's construction. You're down in,
I was there the other day when Robert was cleaning up the slide that pit's clean.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could have a pit, there's nothing in it at all. You can divert the water to one side, it's not done.
you're not certified.
To Bob's
The other
point,
one you didn't wanna do was
there's,
paved.
there's a potential of chlorine still being in there, and,
She's saying she doesn't
And
have.
chlorine's a heavy element.
Yeah, so it settles to the bottom. So you have to monitor and you have to ventilate.
You guys got the ventilation is already there, but.
Not for chlorine, you actually have to remove the chlorine.
Sure.
Ventilate. Force fan.
That's whatever you guys vote, you guys are.
We went with the experts with this.
Okay. I go back in.
So you're putting it back.
So were there other issues then?
Yeah, on pace, I don't know what that $1,600 is for.
That's the laboratory work?
My question about, I don't know that much about it, but there's qualified guys right here in town.
PSOC package,
And not only
that's all it says on it.
is the Hoffman's over there, but you got the firemen also. They're qualified for, they,
Some of these were last year.
Test.
Some of these were already last year.
are you already paid for it?
Not didn't pay for it, we just paid for it.
I'm saying there are people in town that are qualified to do that. But it's up, I mean, it's up to, I'm just
It's a
throwing it out
vendor
there.
we have worked with in the past. They do good work. I don't remember what their timeline was, but it fit the bill.
Yeah, I don't
They're
know that
just,
much about it.
they're just waiting, they need,
We're not trained, we don't have the tools. I don't know why we'd wanna accept that liability.
that was my concern.
And to me, it's maintenance, so
Because they.
it's my opinion.
Why?
But regardless, you can't be down in
You know
that.
as much as I do.
Regardless.
They were before.
We explained this in the, we discussed this in the water sewer meeting, so we have it every Thursday. If anybody has anything they wanna come, they can always come, it's a public meeting.
If you're taking Michelle's place, you're on that committee anyways.
What's that?
If you're taking Michelle's.
Okay, so I thought it was
You'd be on that.
Okay.
When we were going through the bills, I voted no because I thought it was an invoicing issue or something. I didn't realize it was a directional issue. We wanna use a different vendor. So do we wanna bring it to a vote? Is this stack what we want to accept?
This is our.
I'm sorry, the bills. Is that the?
Yeah.
We pulled out
Is back in
the one or two?
The Sheasley's bill is back in there.
Shealy's back in there. We're just pulling this one out.
How much is that? That's pace one.
It's $2,000.
$2,000. So we wanna make a motion.
What's the 1,600 for? That's-
So we wanna make a motion to pay those bills minus
What
this.
they can do, can't do.
Something.
If that's what they wanna do.
I don't know, they're gonna show us off again. These are old.
Yeah, but there's two other ones
Yeah,
that
there's
are
a
gonna be
base
paid,
package,
so.
I don't know what that is for.
What is
I
that?
don't either.
I don't know what it is yet.
I gave you guys a list of all of the bills, the check numbers, the expense I put it under, and they were ready when I left here today at 3:00, so somebody could have come in and looked at them before that.
That's pretty.
So what's the
Thank you.
concern? We think there was a double bill, or that we didn't get the service?
We don't
or-
know what it is.
We don't know what it is.
This
We don't know what it is.
Why this,
Yeah, I'd like to see
they're all
that.
like 42, 42, 69.
And then all of a
one
sudden,
is
1,600.
1600.
Right.
And all this other stuff, the core,
So is Apex authorizing the testing, or, I mean, or do we just have to do it because it's on our permit?
I think it's because it's on our permit, but I wouldn't swear to that.
Apex, does Apex give, I didn't write any checks to them, I thought Barry, or
Back in November-ish.
That's,
Anthony said it was coming right out of the checking account, is that how that works? I don't know what's going on.
ACH directly.
Okay,
Apex.
alright, so all of the Apex bills, okay.
No, I'm saying, did they request these tests be done?
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about that, I don't know about what that thing is, I had questioned it, I didn't know why we were paying $1,600 for one test and.
Yeah, that's the question.
they're just bills that showed up. I mean, we can
We need to call and find
hold them out and call them and find out what they're all about. So, with that being said, we're gonna hold that one out.
Yep.
So somebody wanna make a motion to pay the bills?
Make a
That we
motion to
have.
pay the bills that we have available here.
I'll second.
Minus the
I'll second.
Bob seconded that motion, you got that? Okay, roll call, Eddie.
Yeah.
Terry.
Yep.
Anthony.
yes.
Mansell.
Abstain?
Cindy.
No.
Bob.
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so motion carries 5 to 1 and 1 abstain.
Okay, and what's the one bill that you're pulling out? I'm hearing different things.
Pace Analytical Services.
PACE, P-A-C-E, PACE.
ACE.
Thank you.
Okay, with that said, we're to the end of our screen here. Does somebody wanna make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Eddie made a motion to adjourn. Cindy, do you want a second? Cindy seconds. Eddie? Terry?
Yes.
Anthony?
Yes.
Mansell? Cindy? Yes. And Bob? Yes. And I'll vote yes as well, so motion carries 7-0.
They always do, but they don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I turned around.
So the deal was made.
You got,
Thing that we get here. This thing.
if you ever think of it.
Says
Yeah, but I thought, sorry, I understand what this bill was about.
Alright, we'll look into that.
No, you won't see it. ACH.
Do a good job. Keep up the good work.
You won't see it like that.
But they have to have a copy of it.
Hey, I didn't even kick it
We
over.
have to,
Yeah, I know the damage
It was
that,
set
I'll
up
take
so
that.
that
I didn't even take it over.
Apex to go back.
So
to the
that's
old
for your
system.
services, right?
But
Yeah.
right now.
Well, I
it's
think,
right now.
I think that was,
We'll check it.
I think that was because they didn't get paid.
Right, they didn't get paid, so.
Hold on,
But
Now I
they-
gotta go to Nelson.
So I seen past invoices, I seen past invoices.
Yeah,
We'll get
she
these
still
signed
sends you,
quickly.
when she takes it out, there should be an invoice.
Erica
cleared.
Roxel.
Email it or whatever, so that you know
I
what
seen a
you've
lot
done.
of mail come through.
Thanks, Sharon.
I'll ask them.
I know it sucks, I know she's tearing it
Because I
down,
gotta,
putting it
right,
right
check
back
out
up.
the ACA back.
Yeah,
These people still doing their testing today.
I don't know.
We're gonna advertise.
I know, nobody ever wants to do it.
You're right, nobody ever wants to.
Curious. Yes, I'll let you my final thoughts outside. Give me a second. Right out here. I want to go all the way outside. I know it's dark. So I kind of want to go all the way outside, but I know it's really dark. So I don't know. I'm gonna have some final thoughts. I don't know how many people are still. Hello. Okay. Oh, this way. Cheryl's busy in there. All right. So, real quick, for those of you that were not maybe here last July, I did come down and film the solids going into the river, which leads in Tioga River, goes up north to New York. Their Fish and Game Commission, DEC, got involved, which is why you heard me get confused, because everybody was involved. And I took some notes here. Unless you have a comment, go farther away. Okay. So I did share with you guys, and I have copies of these reports. DEP and EPA both came out a couple of days after, because not just me, but other people also felt that. So this definitely wasn't water. I'm not really sure why we're trying to get airspace liability on this, and there was no investigation. So we don't really, you're good, it's on you. You can go all the way around. Guys, I know I should have done it outside. You're good. You're good. It's facing.
Is she taping you?
No, it's facing me. I'll go outside if everybody's gonna be weird. Hold on. I don't want to weird everyone out. But it's lighter in here. Me, because they think I'm facing that way. But hold on. Just I don't know how many people are still here. And let's go down here where we do this any other time. I really didn't want to. The wind is blowing, and I took the poof off the microphone, and I unplugged the microphone because there was a lot of sidebar conversations, so I'm really sorry. I didn't get to hear very well either, but you guys know I have that other phone that I set up there just for audio, so if I find something, I will share it with you. But feel free to go back to July last year. There's not a whole lot of content in there, but I did come and film the solids going into the river. Other people filmed it. I came and actually walked it. I have those reports from DEP and EPA. So if you want to see those, you can either reach out to me. They're pretty lengthy. They're 20-some pages of each. They both came out and they did the report, they did an inspection. As far as I know, there wasn't an investigation done, but I also wasn't aware that they had imposed fines, civil penalties, whatever you want to call it. I haven't seen that document yet. I'm going to see if I can get a copy of it, considering there's a lot of talk about it was $1,500 or like $1,200. Now it's $2,200 and change. Yeah, and Barry really tried to like go, yes, he did walk it. He took me to show me. So yeah, Grace remembers. So I'm not really sure why Bob wants to skirt liability, other than maybe he was definitely on the Water Sewer Committee when it happened, and we never got any answers as to if it was like a mechanical failure, if it was a human error. We don't have any idea what caused that. So it would be nice to get some answers, because a lot of us were very concerned, still concerned about whether or not that system that's over there, motion light, that is even adequate in what it's putting back in the river, and that they're not actually poisoning the fish. So Bob's got a good question, and what were the measurements? I don't disagree with that. What kind of lab results, and tests do they have other than the visual evidence that we all saw in film? So it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think so too, Grace. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because I've been waiting for some answers on this, and this could turn out intrastate, because that goes, like I said, flows north to New York, and their Fish and Game and DEC officers were actually looking into it as well, because this went on for 3 days, and the math I did was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 500 gallons every 2 minutes that this was pumping solids out into the river, because it was all of the portholes that were over there. So if you didn't see it, please go check that out. It's a very short video. I don't remember if it made the news or not. It may have even made like the big news. So that was the thing. We were here for that. We didn't miss it. There's really no question about liability, unless there's an individual specifically liable. And we are very aware, like you said, like Grace said, that they ignored it. We know that council members were in direct communication, both with the solicitor. Mayor Chris just read off the email that stated that Gordy was offered a discount to pay the fine sooner, and clearly that was never communicated either to the other council members or maybe even Bob as a Water Sewer Committee person. So again, this comes down to kind of personal responsibility, especially with communicating with your council members. So the point I wanted to make out of this wasn't to call necessarily anybody out on their inaction, is to make it very apparent that there's a communication issue still happening, okay? And anybody, prior council members, there was a motion passed that is in possession of borough documents is considered borough property. So the fact that this stuff hasn't even come up or arisen, and we elected 3 new people this year, is really concerning. So the point I just really wanted to make is that there's still a huge gap in communication, at least between entities, businesses, and council members directly. And Bob trying to put that on me is crap, because there's been no secretary, there's been no transparency at all whatsoever, and he acts like I have something special when he's a council member and he's been doing this for a while. So I don't have anything that he doesn't already have access to, or probably is in his email. So I'm gonna end on that. I hope to get back to doing my weeklies now that the weather's getting better, maybe even start a little earlier. Thanks, Grace. So that we can maybe have some chats before we come into meetings. Although we've been doing pretty good because it's 8:36 and I think that they handled like lots of business tonight. We went through that agenda very smoothly. Thank you to Brad. Chief Brad, I forget his last name. But thank you very much to Brad for your hard work and your help with trying to get the stuff situated with the park and the camera and the effort to kind of curb some of the disturbance that's been going on in town. I look forward, hopefully, for you guys to have a peaceful summer. But with that being said, hope you had a great Easter. Check on your neighbor, thank a veteran. Always leave comments if you guys have questions or you're looking for documents or you can't find them. Certainly reach out to me and let me know. And I think you're right, Anna. So I think you got that. But, you know, I'm here to ask those hard questions. It doesn't bother me. What does irritate me is circumventing the whole situation. There was other things I really wanted to ask. Cindy voted no on some things tonight, and Bob wasn't here for the special meeting, so I can see maybe why he wouldn't want to approve minutes for it. But I'm really not sure that Bob knows still that we're here and that he can come and watch these if he can't make a meeting. So at least he's informed, because that's what I'm here to do, is keep you guys informed. So have a safe night. Little storm coming up, gonna be rain. Do your thing, but the flowers are coming out and I'm really excited. And watch for motorcycles. I thought that was a great presentation, and thank those gentlemen. I will grab some of their stuff. Thank those gentlemen for coming out, because I feel the same way. You guys know I use my motorcycle sometimes to commute, to do different things and film events that we don't really have anymore because Annie's is gone. I did check out the new store. It is a lovely new store, but it is certainly a corporate business, not a small business, and I would have had a sandwich with her tonight. So all right, guys, have a good night, and thank you all for all your support and your help. Make sure you like, share, and comment, and tell your friends and family.